Alright guys, take a look at this. I'm actually going to take this bike out for a test drive. This is a 2021 Harley Davidson Road King. Take a look at that beautiful green, like a speckled paint color. Pretty awesome. I've never driven a Road King, and as a matter of fact, this is one of the first bikes I was looking at when I first got into bike riding, and I never did take one for a test drive. I ended up buying a Harley Davidson Dyna Street Bob. So ignition, turn it to the right, engine kill switch. Look at all the lights and the fancy, I really like that speedometer on it. We're in neutral. All right, we're started. We're ready to go. This, as far as the stability, it seems like not too top heavy. About as top heavy as, oh, I really like this. I really like the stance. There's more of an upright stance on this one. Not too bad on this one. Let's see if I can adjust the mirrors. Mirrors are your standard Harley Davidson mirrors. These are all blacked out. Got your standard Harley Davidson controls. This looks like it's maybe cruise control on this one. This one's pretty nice. It's kind of interesting. I'm definitely feeling some vibration in the handlebars, if you can actually see that at idle, almost like kind of like a rubber mounted engine or something. All right, let's try this. Ooh, very nice, very nice. Seems like it's really easy to control. Probably one of the easiest ones to take off and just do a slow speed, kind of a little takeoff. And it has the bigger frame, so this actually has the touring frame. I like this bike. It definitely has some meat to it, and it's really, seems like it's a lot more controllable. So let me see here. I gotta get used to this bike. It has floorboards on it. It always takes me a little bit to get used to the floorboards, and the floorboards always bring my knees way above the tank on every single bike that I've been on with floorboards. All right, so we're gonna go right this time. Okay. Ooh, this one's got some power. It's got some power, but it seems pretty stable. Oops, we're not turning there. Let's see, where are we going? All right, this is super stable. All right, so this is actually another guy that's leading the pack here. I think he's actually going to take us through the Red Rocks, kind of the scenic route, which is a different route there. Oh yeah, it's kind of interesting on this one because it has a lot of power, but it has a lot of weight to the bike, to where it seems like it has a different feel than any of the other bikes that I've been on. All right, so I'm going to close my visor because we're getting some wind. No windscreen on this one, just straight open wind. Seems really super stable. You know what? This might be my next bike. I've been looking for a new bike. It might be the Road King. The seat is really super comfortable on this one. Probably one of the most comfortable seats. For me, honestly, I almost feel like I could use like forward controls on this and it would like open up the bike and be completely different. But as far as the stability, going 55, yeah, it's super stable. It's got the bigger front tire on it too, which it's not too big. It doesn't seem like it's as big as like the Fat Boy. That Fat Boy was really hard to turn around the corners. This one's pretty stable. I just feel really planted, especially with no windscreen going 50. It feels like I'm really planted on this one, which is really nice. It has a nice roar to it. It has like more of a deeper growl than a lot of your other bikes. I really like the sound, just kind of the stock sound of this one. It's pretty awesome. Really pretty. It's pretty stable, but not really like super flickable. But it's a little better than some of the other ones with the really fat tire. You can move it around a little bit more on the road, which I really like. It kind of purrs along better. You know, some of those you kind of feel a vibration in the handlebars. This one, it seems like you get a little bit of vibration from the engine and the handlebars, but it's not. It's probably the least vibration of any of the ones that I've tried. Pretty nice. If I was gonna buy a bike, another bike, my third bike, it might be a Road King. Yeah, out of all the bikes I tried today, I tried the Trike, the Street Glide, the Fat Bob, the Fat Boy, and then this one. We're kind of going. They actually had a Harley Davidson 18-wheeler that pulled up with all these demo bikes, and I was just going down through all the demo bikes, making videos of them, and I'd say by far this is my favorite. This is my #1 bike out of all the bikes that I've tried today. Oh, this is nice. I would definitely consider the Road King. I like the sound. I like the stance. It's really an upright position. I kind of wish it had like forward controls where I could kind of stretch out my leg. I do like the bars that they kind of come up. Of course, most people, they change the controls and the bars and everything and the exhaust. That's usually what most people would change out. But I do like the stock bars. There's a really nice stance to it, really well planted. It seems like you're almost slightly forward just a little bit, and it seems like that's the perfect stance. As a matter of fact, on that Street Glide, it almost seemed like it was, for me, being 6'4" and 230 pounds, I have a kind of a different body shape that, I'm bigger than a lot of guys. This one, let's see. Back brake's pretty good. The clutch is pretty hard to pull in on this one versus some that I've tried. It's not like impossible. It's not like really, well, I guess it could be fatiguing if you were working the clutch a lot. But yeah, this bike, I think I like it. I think this is my new favorite Harley Davidson motorcycle, the Road King. Wow. And that front tire, I don't know. I don't think it's as big as like a Fat Bob or a Fat Boy. Seems like it takes the corners better. Yeah, this bike. I think this is my new favorite. And slow speed stability is pretty good. As far as not feeling like it's going to tip over if you go really slow. Suspension's pretty stiff, but that's kind of expected as far as what you'd normally kind of see on some of your like cruisers like this. Whoa. All right, I want to buy it. Where do I sign up? This bike is awesome. The only thing, I think you can put windscreens on it. If I was actually doing long trips, I'd probably do a windscreen on this. I love this bike. So, out of all the bikes that I've ever ridden, I've been doing a lot of test drives. There's two that really stood out. The Honda Rebel 1100. It was too small for me, but it was really super fun. and this Road King, the two bikes that I would consider personally buying myself. It just has a lot of power and it's so smooth. Has a little bit of rumble, just the right amount. It's like a low rumble. Nothing really getting in the way. You know, sometimes the air cleaner gets in the way of your leg. It doesn't really get in the way. I would probably change out the floorboards on this one. Nice. Definitely has some power. It'd be interesting taking the Road King on the freeway at like 80 miles an hour to see what it could do. I don't think we're going to get up that fast. But it seems like for what we're doing right now, like, you know, 50, 55, seems like it's really super stable. Kind of the weird thing about all the new motorcycles coming out is on my personal motorcycle, I actually drive a 2007 Dyna Street Bob, and on that one it had a lot of aftermarket modifications when I bought it, and one of the things that they put on it were thicker hand grips. They're like thick leather hand grips, and I was like, all these newer motorcycles have really skinny hand grips compared to my motorcycle, which is weird because I get on them and it just feels like, it doesn't feel as comfortable as my thicker grips. And mine, I don't know where they got the hand grips on mine, but they're actually leather grips, like leather wrapped, which is pretty awesome. Really super comfortable. So yeah, this bike. So yeah, it's got some power, but it's really not scary power like the Pan America. I drove the Pan America, and that was like, when I actually twisted the front like that on the Pan America, it was like you were like almost it was exhilarating. As a matter of fact, I actually took the Live Wire for a test. Probably the fastest bike I ever drove was that Live Wire. And oh, that thing was like a roller coaster. That was their electric, Harley Davidson's electric motorcycle. So this has got some power, but it's not quite up there with like those really super fast bikes, which is kind of nice because you can really get on it. You don't really have to worry about you know, lifting up the front end, which, you know, you need a little bit more skill to drive something that fast, so you don't lift up the front end. But yeah, this is really nice. One of the things that kind of bothers me is these floorboards and how high up my feet are on this. I would definitely be more comfortable if I had kind of forward controls on this, and I would be a lot more comfortable if there's a windscreen. But it feels really super planted, like it's just dominating the wind and the highway. I definitely like it. By far, my favorite bike so far. I don't know why, but this bike feels like it's just, like it has more mass to it, like it's just a bigger bike. I don't know if it's, I guess it's you can kind of feel the weight of it. It's kind of hard to explain what it actually feels like. Yeah, this bike's pretty nice. You can definitely still feel, you know, some engine vibration and some road vibration. But slow speeds, it seems like it's really stable as far as staying upright. Nice, has a nice sound to it. Yeah, you hit the bump, you feel it, but it's not too bad where it's like, you know, where you can really, where it feels like it's gonna flip you out of the seat. The seat's pretty comfortable. I think you could go with a more comfortable seat, but it's not really that hard on the seat. I think you could probably go maybe 2 hours in the seat before you get fatigued from the seat. And that's usually the thing that gets me. And the funny thing is, I actually drove my my Harley Davidson Dyna Street Bob. It's an 07. I drove that for 6 hours, and it wasn't really hurting my rear end. So a lot of it. Usually, it comes down to the seat. So it kind of gets me right in my legs, right where my legs connect to my waist, up on the top side. That's kind of hurting a little bit, and I think it's just because my feet are so far up on those floorboards. If I was like out, stretched out with forward controls, that would be perfect. But yeah, this bike would fit me with forward controls. Doesn't really fit me with the floorboards. It seems like it's hurting my where my legs kind of connect right up on top here, which is weird. I've actually had a couple other bikes that kind of are the same way. But yeah, it's really super controllable in the corners. This bike, this is nice. Road King. Of course, this is one of your heavier bikes. I think this is maybe like 800 pounds or something like that. So definitely heavier than my Dyna, which is pretty. But you can't really tell that it's that heavier of a bike just by kind of driving it around. This bike, I think this is my new favorite bike. Definitely one of my new favorite bikes, the Road King. Who would have thought the Road King out of all those bikes? Wow. Seems like the back brakes on this one a little better than I've seen in some of the other ones. So some of the other ones, like the Street Glide, seemed like it just didn't have enough back brake. This one seems like it's definitely sufficient as far as the back brake on this one. Wow, that was definitely my favorite bike so far. So there you have it, guys. That is the 2021 Harley Davidson Road King in green. Pretty awesome. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.